Hey, what's up guys, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest installment in one of my favorite racing franchises. So jumping right in the game, you'll have quite a few options. Now, career and arcade function as you'd expect, but something I don't think I've ever seen in a mobile game before is built-in betting. So if we tap on that, you'll see you can apparently play for free, which I think kind of defeats the purpose, but you can bet actual money right within this game. And as interesting as I think that is, I can't help but assume you're going to end up with some very displeased parents when their kids start charging their credit cards. Anyways, if we jump back, there's single event and a nice big advertisement for all of their other games. And past that, you'll again be able to spend actual money, but this time on in-game currency. By the way, if you're at all worried about your kids spending your money without your permission, you do have a couple of options. First, you can go to Settings, General Restrictions, and turn off in-app purchases as a whole. Or if it's a different device connected to your account through family sharing, you can set it up so they'll have to ask you before buying anything. Again, getting a little sidetracked, but next is achievements, because of course it has its own achievements. And after that is options. There are some fairly important things in here, including where you can change your controls. So this does have full controller support if you happen to have one, but what most people will be interested in is how many options you have for touch controls. So you can choose between a couple of different button layouts if you'd like to choose the tap to steer style, or you can have tilt controls, which is always a mobile classic, or even the always interesting virtual steering wheel configuration. I use the standard option, but what is really cool is once you pick one, you'll be able to adjust the actual sizing and layout of the buttons within that template. You can even adjust the steering sensitivity and turn off and on auto gas. So let's finally have a look at the actual gameplay, and I really love the driving mechanics in this game. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's just something very entertaining about drifting so precisely alongside all of the other cars. Chaining drifts together and constantly trying to counter-steer is surprisingly easy compared to other games, but where it gets slightly more challenging is trying to cut corners as tight as possible without clipping a barrier and sending your car spinning off the track. The opponent difficulty actually ranges quite a bit, from where I can easily lap most of the cars on the track to where I might have to retry the same event several times to get first. There are three main event types: race, drift, and Gymkhana. Now the first two are exactly as you'd expect, but as far as Gymkhana, it's not the kind of freestyle format you'd expect from a game like Dirt. You're still following a preset course, but instead of a more open racetrack, you'll be drifting around a tight and obstacle-filled course. As far as the car selection is concerned, there are a fairly good amount of options, and those will be divided into different types and classes. Each of the event types I mentioned earlier gets their own set of cars, and it makes it fairly easy to know what car will be eligible for each event. Basically, when you tap on one of the events, if your car is not eligible, it will redirect you to the garage and it will gray out all of the ineligible vehicles. Also, you'll be able to paint your cars to your liking and also change the rims and or window tint. Now honestly, as much as I enjoyed this game, it does seem to run out of content pretty fast. Now I paid like $3 back when the game first launched, and I still feel like I got my money's worth out of it. But I feel like it depends on what you're hoping to get out of a game. I personally prefer a game with a fairly limited amount of levels/events that I can run through once and then go back through and try to get the highest possible scores. But I know a lot of people would prefer a practically unlimited amount of races like you see in the real racing franchise. All in all though, I really enjoy the game and I'd give it a 5 out of 5. If you can get it for free like it is on iOS as of this recording, you really have nothing to lose, but even for $2.50 like it is on Google Play, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, suggestions, or would just like to start a conversation, feel free to drop a comment down below. I post new videos every single Sunday, so I'd definitely like to see you back next week. But until then,